JAGZ Cost Consultants, Building the Future. Hi there, I'm Ashavan Naidoo, the CEO of JAGZ Cost Consultants. Today I have the pleasure of showing you a critical evaluation of a civil engineering bill of quantities done by JAGZ. The analysis of this case study will focus on the SANS 1200C site clearance and SANS 1200D earthworks. An evaluation of the civil engineering bill of quantities shall be performed to review if the bill has been measured in accordance with the appropriate SANS documents. Thereafter, conclusions will be drawn for the evaluation. The case study that will be analyzed in this project will be the civil engineering works executed by Sutherland Associates for Beechcraft Properties. The project deals with the construction of bulk road works and services in Lovemore Park, Port Elizabeth. The construction of these roads and services are situated between earth number 2531 and earth number 2541. The site is located to the south of Port Elizabeth. It is bound to the west of the N2 National Road and earth number 2369. The site may be accessed via the N2 National Road or Seaview Road. The scope of works for the project was split into two portions. Portion 1 covers a general description of the project, the facilities available, and the requirements to be met. Portion 2 covers the additions and standards and particular specifications that are applicable to the contract. Scope of works in Project 2 regarding SANS 1200C and D, site clearance, earthworks for roads, stormwater pipes, water, gabions, and pitches. The geotechnical report conducted confirmed that the soil conditions to the site consisted of cohesive soil, a combination of clay and silt in some areas. The SANS documents that were used for this evaluation is SANS 1200C and 1200D. The sub-documents that will be focused on from D will be SANS 1200DA, which is small works, SANS 1200DB, which is pipe works, SANS 1200DM, which is road and subgrade, and SANS 1200DK, which is gabions and pitches. The site clearance is done in accordance with SANS 1200C. The South African Bureau of Standards, through the Standardized Specification for Civil Engineering Construction publication, further details the scope of specifications as the removal of vegetation, surface obstruction, removal of boulders up to 0.15 meters cubed, and the demolition and removal of structures. SANS 1200C Clause 8.2.1 provides a specification that the unit of measurement shall be in hectares, meters, or kilometers. Where the width of the pipeline is specified in the description, the unit of measurement required is to the nearest meter or kilometer. This item was measured in accordance with SANS 1200C. SANS 1200D. This SANS document includes all works related to earthworks for general excavations, short trenches, terracing, and landscaping, all of which performed with light plant, heavy plant, or by hand. It helps users identify the requirements for site works, excavations for foundations, for bridges, buildings, and general structures, including all safety precautions, classification of material, excavation, compacting, filling, and finishing. In our bill, there are no earthworks pertaining to the SANS document, but are earthworks pertaining to the sub-SANS documents for D. Small works refers to the minimum requirement for works including limited terracing, short lengths of cut-and-fill operations, excavations, disposal and backfilling of foundations for isolated structures. These isolated structures include bridges, buildings, pump sumps, manholes, catch pits, and other similar erections. It also covers the safety and protection, the classification of materials, and moderate compaction of earthworks. The Lovemore Park project includes small works in their section RP for small water retention ponds in the Bill of Quantities, and therefore SANS DA is required to be used for this project. Subsection 8.3.1 discusses the removal of topsoil to depths of 150 millimeters to stockpiles while preventing dust and nuisance. The item is measured in meters squared. The unit measurement used in the Bill of Quantities was incorrect, as it was measured in meters cubed instead of meters squared. Subsection 8.3.1b discusses the excavation of soil and then using the soil for embankments or backfilling or disposal of the soil. It also states that separate items will include for each type of excavation that will be done. The unit of measurement in this clause is meters cubed. Nowhere in the clause 3.2.1b does it state anything for shaping and final trimming earthworks and embankments, but this was included in the Bill of Quantities. Subsection 8.3.6 discusses topsoiling. The rate of this item will cover the cost of excavating from stockpile. The item is measured in meters squared. The item is measured in meters cubed in the Bill of Quantity, which is incorrect according to the SANS document. A description of the survey of earthworks was also included in the Bill of Quantities under this clause, which is not in accordance with the SANS 1200 DA document. SANS DB Earthworks Pipe Trenches. This specification covers the earthworks as well as setting out some limitations relating to trenches and all types and sizes of pipes. The specification also details the excavation, preparation of a trench, founding level, consequent backfilling, and reinstatement of surfaces. Subsection 8.3.2 Excavation in all materials for trenches, backfill, compact, and dispose of surface material. The specification states that the item shall be provided for various pipe diameters in steps not greater than those specified in 5.2. The unit of measurement is meters or meters cubed. The definition thus states the maximum pipe diameters for depths detailed in categories, namely 0 to 1.5, and consecutively increasing in 0.5 for each category. The bill fails to adhere to the specified category of various depths in increments of 1. The Lovemore Park project includes gabions and pitchings in their section for stormwater retention ponds in the bill. Therefore, SANS 1200 DK is required to be used in the project for all excavations for gabions and pitchings. Subsection 8.2.1 Surface preparation for bedding of gabions. This clause deals with the surface preparation of bedding, including cavities with approved excavated material of rock or cavities filled with a grade 15 concrete. The cost of this item will be measured by measurements taken from wall foundations, revenants, or aprons. The rate for the above stated will also be inclusive of materials of plant and labor for leveling and filling of cavities. The bill item is measured in accordance to SANS 1200 DK Clause 8.2.1. After reviewing the relevant item found in the Bill of Quantities, it is assumed that no filling of cavities was required for the project. Subsection 8.2.4 Geotextiles or geomembrane. The area to be measured for this item will be the same as a gabion face or ordered to be backed with geotextile or geomembrane. The rate shall be deemed to cover the cost of cutting, waste, joining, placing, and fastening of the geotextile in position. In the case study, there are two separate items for geotextile, due to the fact that the project required both gabion and stone pitching. This is in accordance with the SANS 1200 DK document. Roads and subgrade. The specification covers the construction of the subgrade in new roads up to and including the selected layer, the construction of existing roads, and the construction of gravel road surfaces. Subsection 8.3.2a Preparation and stripping of site, removal of topsoil to stated depths, stockpiles, and maintaining. This clause states that the rate applied shall cover the cost of repairing the site, stripping of a stated depth, and preventing dust and nuisance relating to subclause 5.2.1 and 5.1.4.1 of the SANS D document. In the case study, stripping of 150 millimeters of topsoil is measured in cubic meters. The topsoil kept in stockpiles on site. The method of procedure follows subclause D. 150 millimeters of topsoil that is deposited to the spoil on site is not qualified in terms of physical measurement. It is a rate-only quantity. The provided rate covers the cost of preparing the site and stripping a depth of 150 millimeters. This in accordance with subclause 5.2.1 of D and subclause 8.3.2 of DM.
Thank you for your time. It has been a pleasure. JAGZ Cost Consulting, building the future.